everyone, and welcome back to another roadmap update video. This is as of the 11th of January 2022. Let's get straight into it. Welcome to the first roadmap of 2022. All changed. The Train Sim World 2 roadmap was originally intended to give players an indication of when the preserved collection from Train Sim World would become available for them to use. When we first started talking about the future plans in this way, it showed there was keen interest among players to gain better insight into what Dovetail Games was up to behind the scenes. This format gave us the opportunity to reveal more about the development process and to get feedback on new and proposed features and release earlier. In the early days of the roadmap, we also incorporated progress reports on issues that we had brought to our attention by players. This had the potential to be invaluable in demonstrating that your concerns were being investigated and, when possible, remedied. The problem of this approach was that it was impossible for us to accurately provide a status update on these issues due to the way the development team work on them and the speed at which the situation changed. More simply, it was often the case that no sooner had we listed something as under investigation, the investigation had completed and work was then added to the development backlog. In the last few months, we've once again looked to evolve the roadmap format as we were increasingly giving misleading descriptions for work that was completed. For example, listing the route the preservation crew had completed their overhaul as upcoming because almost code for waiting for testing, and on many occasions this wait could be considerable. Similarly, we were unable to add routes or upcoming releases to the roadmap as the detail of that release was not 100% locked down, even though production had begun. The roadmap is an ongoing project to help players understand where our efforts are being deployed, and each update is an opportunity to evolve the format to better serve this goal. So, new year, new roadmap. Obviously, with the introduction like this, we can mean only one thing: the roadmap format is changing. Rather than listing ongoing and upcoming projects according to their status, we will now break them up into the type of project it is. The order these projects are listed within their category is an indication of the order they'll be released. Naturally, this order can change over time, but will be clear when this has happened, offering an explanation when possible. We'll also list our projects that are still lacking final details or scopes. If we know we're making a US route set in the early 2000s, we'll add it to the roadmap, but may well keep the identity of that route vague until it has been announced more fully. This last point is an important one. The roadmap will no longer be the place to find out the new routes that we're developing. Okay. Instead, each new add-on will be announced independently so that it doesn't simply get buried among everything else we're working on. So I suppose it will be sort of back to how it used to be, sort of a surprise to what routes come in. I think the last one was, Train Sim World 2 as a whole. We hope this new format better serves our original intent, and that as players you get a better insight from it. So, the Creators Club Expansion Pack. The main update between this roadmap and the end of 2021, aside from the change in format, is that we've altered the way that the Creators Club will be released. In our previous roadmap article, we discussed a new addition to the schedule, an expansion pack, featuring additional liveries, services and scenarios for Sandpatch Grade, the Bakerloo Line and the Schnell Fast Trekker Colnarken, as well as access to a new tool, the Creators Club, which allows sharing and download of livery design and scenario planner creations made by our community. Thanks largely to your feedback, we have split the two releases on the roadmap. The expansion pack and the Creators Club are now separate releases. The expansion pack will be available in a similar way to the traditional paid-for add-on, whilst Creators Club will be a free core update, get that free upgrade to Train Sim World 2, which everyone who owns the base game will have access to. That is brilliant news, because when it said expansion pack and then the Creators Club was part of that, it almost seemed like you had to pay for the Creators Club, so it's good they have split that. But that will be free, the Creators Club. The issue of reproducing real-world liveries to share within Creators Club has been widely discussed, and we know how important this is a feature of the tool. At present, we have no option but to restrict livery sharing to fictional creations only. We are working with our partners to try and remove this limitation, but have no further updates on this topic for the time being. And obviously the first release coming the 13th of January, our first release of the year, sees us up in Saxony for the Fahren der Rampe, coming this Thursday. And on to the Preservation Crew. Projects that are being tackled by the preservation crew. Many of these upgrades will simply be adding the latest game functionality to an older route. The additions or changes in the upgrade will include all of the following: station departure boards, animated crossings, platform climb-up functionality, improved track rendering, rush hour passenger density and appearance, support for rail driver, contact signaller functionality, minor fixes to scenery, minor fixes to audio, minor fixes to gameplay, minor fixes to menu items, livery designer compatibility and scenario planner compatibility. So these aren't in order, but this is what the preservation crew are working on. So, East Coastway upgrade, Great Western Express upgrade, Hubstracker Ryan Rear upgrade, Long Island Railroad upgrade, Main Spessart Barn upgrade, the MP36PH-3C Baby Bullet upgrade, Northern Transpennine upgrade, Oakville Subdivision upgrade, Peninsula Corridor upgrade, Rapid Transit upgrade, Ryan Rock Austin upgrade, Ristilg Nord Dovetail Live Mastery support, Ristilg Nord upgrade, Sandpatch Grade update, Chanel Fast Tracker Colnarkin upgrade, Tees Valley Line upgrade, and West Somerset Railway Dovetail Live Mastery support. And Dovetail Games releases. These are the forthcoming add-ons that are being developed by Dovetail Games. When details are still being finalised for a release, we are including the ID code for it when possible. This will give you a good idea of what to expect. So, Farandale Rampage, Dresden to Chemnitz, the Amtrak 50th Anniversary Livery, the Expansion Pack, Harlem Line Grand Central Terminal to White Plains, and the Spirit of Steam. And then other releases. These are forthcoming add-ons that are being developed by teams outside of Dovetail Games. Where details are still being finalised for a release, we're including the ID code for it when possible. So Horseshoe Curve and the DBBR 420. Then core features are larger projects. These may be significant new pieces of functionality or changes that will affect players on one or several different platforms. Often requiring time in development, this list may move more slowly than others. So Creators Club, PS5 add-on limit fix, rush hour passengers for London commuter, and the PS4 to PS5 profile transfer. And just a little thing, the mission list one is Dovetail Live rewards. And then removed from the roadmap, we've got memory use optimization, improved cloud visuals, Scenario Planner 2.0, Livery Designer 2.0. They've both been suspended, and user guides and manuals. Projects to be rescoped and re-added soon. And there will be a stream later on discussing the changes. But yeah, that is the roadmap. What do you think of the new format? Do leave your comments below. You will find a link in the description to the Discord server, to the PayPal, and to the merch store if you do want to help support the channel. But apart from that, thanks all for coming in, and I hopefully will see you in the next one. See you all, take care, bye guys.